Hey y'all, it's Aki, a mom and wife, but most importantly, a disciple of Christ, and today I am going to walk y'all through the steps to my simple yet effective wash day routine. Of course, we all know that washing your hair is of utmost importance because hygiene, yes. However, what I've come to learn is that your method and your systems hold more weight because it can turn your wash day into a good one or into pure chaos. So here are a couple of things that I do to make sure that my wash days are effective, efficient, and effortless. Well, not really effortless in the moment, but it'll look effortless at the end. So first thing first is sectioning. To turn your wash days from chaos to bliss and simplicity, you need to section your hair, child, especially if your hair is very dense. Little by little is the way to tackle a lot of hair. Nothing is worse than trying to manage everything at once. Hair gets in your way, you can't see your parts, your arms been up there for a long time, and now you're frustrated and you like, you know what, bump it, I don't want to do it no more. So I like to divide my head in fourths. You can divide your hair how you see fit. It makes for even product distribution and also even braids and twists so that when you are washing your hair, and we'll talk about this a little bit, well, in the next step actually, you can wear them out. So this leads us to number 2. Braiding and banding is a crucial step if you have sister locks. I don't have sister locks, I just have small locks. However, I see the difference from when I braid and band and when I don't braid and band. Braiding and banding creates the foundation for minimal frizz. So what you want to do is create a very loose braid at the root so that you can slip your fingers inside of that area to wash it. Then as you are going down, you want to start braiding. Now, these steps are very important because braiding and banding can also give you a braid out for when your hair dries. And so in this step, if you know that you are going to be wearing your hair in a braid out, you want to braid a little bit tighter as you're going down the length of the hair. If you're just doing this for like a day, but you know you're going to do something completely different to your hair, don't worry about the tension. It doesn't really matter. For extended wear, like myself, I like to make sure that my braids are even. And so that's why in the first step, sectioning is so important because you are able to achieve more crisper parts. Now, when you are braiding and banding, you want to steer away from using rubber bands. Y'all, I literally have a rubber band at the end of one of my locks because I used it during my braiding and banding process and I did it too tight. So you want to steer away completely from using rubber bands and use cotton bands instead. They're easy to put on and they're easy to take off, so you don't have to struggle. Now, for the time that I love the most is the washing process. Now, ideally, you would use an applicator bottle. I did not have an applicator bottle, so your fingers work just fine. But when you're using your hand, you want to be very intentional about the placement of the shampoo. First and foremost, you want to make sure that you're emulsifying that shampoo, and then you want to place it on your scalp. The first wash for me is always the scalp. The second wash is where I get to the length of my hair. It's also important that you use the pads of your fingers and not your nails, especially when you have locks. You can really do some damage to your scalp and to your locks if you are scratching with your nails. Another thing, this ain't in my notes, but I'm gonna mention it. Make sure your nails done, okay? You don't want chipped nails going into your hair because it'll pull your hair, it'll yank your hair out. It's just not a good time. So make sure that your nails are done, and if they are not, you want to put gloves on. Now, like I said, I like to go in twice. First time with a clarifying shampoo. The second time usually with a moisturizing shampoo because I do not use conditioner on my locks. That is just like calling the Frizz. Like, Frizz, come find me. I want you and you want me, so I'm gonna use conditioner. There's other ways to moisturize and make sure you're getting moisture into your locks. Conditioner just ain't for me. So I use a clarifying and then a moisturizing shampoo. And the second wash, I like to squeeze those braids to make sure the shampoo is getting in. Now y'all, when you are rinsing your hair out, you have to rinse out thoroughly. You need to make sure that you are rinsing all of the product out of your hair, because you do not want product buildup in your locks, especially not no shampoo. Now finally, the most important part of it all is drying. Well, I mean, all of them are very, very important, but now is the drying process. Y'all ever seen somebody do a style, they ain't let their hair dry, and then they try to take it down and it look a hot mess? Yeah, I'm talking about you, sis. I'm talking about you. It's okay. Drying is super duper important. You want your hair follicles to close. You want to make sure that the hair is drying in place. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a professional. I'm not a hairstylist. I don't know the cause of why this is, but when you braid your hair and you tell your strands where you want it to lay and then it dries and lock in place, that's how we're able to achieve this minimal frizz after a wash day with your locks. Now, when taking out my hair, you saw that I used a very lightweight oil. I really like this one. It doesn't have a name. It's from my loctician. It's amazing. It leaves no smell in my hair. It doesn't leave like a buildup, but most importantly, it does not leave a smell. Oh, I hate oils that leaves a smell. I put this on the tips of my fingers when I'm taking down my locks to ensure that I'm just adding a little bit more nourishment and a little bit more shine, not too much to the body of my hair, because that is really all the that's really all of the oil I put on my hair. I don't put a lot of oil in my locks, y'all. But I do use oil, and we'll do a different video. As you can see, after I take down my braids very gently, I don't use a lot of manipulation. I don't go in very harsh. I'm very gentle when I'm taking down my hair, because I want to make sure, I just want to make sure that I'm using less manipulation to keep the braid out, just to keep it how it's looking. And so after I do that, I just go in, give it a good little shake, let the hair fall where it needs to fall, and I'm out the door. This method is proven. Y'all just literally saw me take down my locks, and it's beautiful. It's effortless. Like, wash day was the only thing that I had to do, and today I am reaping the benefits. That's why I love locks. So y'all, I really hope this video was helpful to you, especially those who are frustrated with the frizz. I got you, and I got more videos coming. So if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, share it to a friend, and I hope to see y'all in my next one. Bye.